Alright guys, on the last weekday of the year where I might have enough time after work to get some projects done. We're losing an hour this weekend. But, I'm making some horseshoe hearts. So nice quick project. The results are, I love them. I think they're awesome. So the idea here is that what I did is I have a pony #1 size horseshoe. I actually bought these new because they're only about $2 each. And just to experiment and things like that. So we're going to take this pony size 1, which, you know, depending on the size heart you want, you're going to use a different size horseshoe. And we're going to turn this into a heart. So stay tuned and watch this one. All right, the first thing I like to do, just to keep myself where I need to be, is go ahead and kind of put a little mark where I think the center of this shoe is on the rounded end. Just a little mark so I can see that. Once it's hot, we'll go ahead and heat that up. Alright, the first step of this is going to be to open that shoe up. You can do it any way you want. I like to do it through the hardy hole, and I like to pull on both sides to try to get that curve as even as possible, so that yeah, it's pretty uniform. So we're after as much of a uniform curve as we can. There's my mark there. I usually go back for another heat just so that I'm not fighting it on the next step. But we probably have enough heat there to do it, but we're going to go back one more time. Alright, so our next step is to put that point into the bottom of the heart. What you want to do is find the best spot on your anvil you can. And go ahead and put a nice little V in there with the anvil. Like that. Try to keep it flat. And then what you're going to do is you're going to work that up in this direction and in that direction. So you end up with a nice point there. And what I end up doing is I work one side on top, the other side on the bottom, then I'll flip it around. My anvil moved, am I still in the scene? I'm there. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. And that gives me a little more symmetry in that V. Alright, so the pointer your anvil edge is, the more of a point you're going to have in here. That's the best I can get out of this, but that's going to be good. So you can see kind of where we're going with that. Back to the forge. If you haven't noticed, I got my little weight off the horn because we're actually going to use the horn on this one. We'll use that horn to curve this thing around, and then to flatten this end down to a point. Nice organic curve to it. Went a little too close to it. Try to round those corners off a little bit, smooth it all up. Try to get the point you want. I don't mind a little bit of hammer mark in there because I like it to look kind of like it's forged. Flatten it out a little. Again, key here is you don't want to distort any of the attributes of the horseshoe. So that's one side done. Go back to the forge for the next one. Alright, we'll get that second one done basically the same way. You want it symmetrical with the other one. You know, the point that you choose to put on, it really doesn't matter. It's up to you, but you want both to be about the same. Don't look too bad tall. Just flatten back out. Without too many hammer marks. A lot of guys can go ahead and finish this up in this same heat. I like one more. You certainly don't need a full heat on this last one. What you're going to do is start bringing those guys together. A little too far on that. Line them up. Sometimes if you do it right over the edge of the horn here, it helps maintain some of that curvature on the corner of the heart. And once you go by it like I did there, not good. You don't do that very often. Get back out there. There you go. And then you just, basically what we're doing is fine tuning at this point until you like the way it looks. It's totally up to you. How much they line up, how much they don't line up. If there's going to be a curve in it at all. And there you have it. So if I had curved this a little bit more, that would have been a narrower heart. A little bit better point on the end if you want that, but I really like the way that looked. You can definitely see the horseshoe in it. So I'll hit it on the wire brush, I'll bring it back for a final look-see, and that's it. And again, I start with a nice clean new horseshoe. Depending on what you start with, bigger shoe, you're going to get much bigger heart, obviously. A rustier shoe, you're going to get a more rustic looking thing, but I wire brushed it quickly. I like throwing a little bit of the tempering colors in, so I got some purples and some golds. Brought it up, you know, pretty darn warm, and then waxed it warm, so I got a nice dark finish on it. And there you go, horseshoe heart. That's how I do it anyway. Till next time, take care.